Hey, friends and family. Hey, loved ones. Hey, I'm just coming on here because there's a lot to share, like there always is. So much. And so, coming on to express my care. I'm not sure, what really wants to be today. And so, I know, I have so many streams and themes I'd like to talk about, but we'll just hand it over to Spirit and ask what would serve the most today and what wants to be heard, what wants to be offered, what wants to be received and known, expressed, and given today. And so, creativity, art, play, and creativity, it's all about, joy and fun and revelry and celebration and participation and being present to receive. And so, working with trust lately and trusting that there is goodness in the world and that there is new life and that there is all of these new opportunities unfolding right now. And we're in that new moon window to begin our planting season of this new cycle now, in this timeless now. And I've been enjoying my life. I've been enjoying my play and my practice and my work that I get to show up for and choose for me and we. I choose for all the love that I have for me and we. I choose for my being, my well-being, so that I may serve the whole with integrity, for the integrity of the whole, for the whole's integrity. For the integrity of my whole being and the integrity of the one whole, of the all. So I've been listening to a lot of good things lately, and like I always do. And heard something about the spiral the other day, which was amazing. And there's a lot to look into. And so the spiral, like the spiral of time and the spiral of creation and of moving through time to experience manifestation and the laws of creation, which is very, very cool in so many ways. So maybe we'll go into that a little more. We'll see how it just wants to play. And so I have my journal open here, and I wrote a few things and I added it to my last video on the description box just because it was a nice little stream and it was fun for me and it was creative expression, and just love expressing herself through me. So I wrote adaptability, flexibility, stretching comfort zones, breaking free of rigidities, do or choose something different, spontaneity, creative opportunities and expansion, trust my wings, gestate a new self, nurturing, renewing, receiving openly, grace and generosity, radical acceptance, receptivity, offering, receiving, forgiving, releasing, step back, step lightly, dress lightly, go lightly, planting good seeds, clarity, imagine, intend, finding treasures within, gold nuggets in the unexplored bullshit, shadow work and integration, becoming aware and expressing care through taking positive, mindful, creative actions. Moving into, forth, and through, destroying the illusion that we need anything outside of ourselves to be whole, true, full, worthy, well, and valuable. Or worthy, valuable, and well. So there's some double meanings in there. And it's just always fun to see what's hidden in plain sight. And there's so much of that coming into the light. So I've been having fun, just expressing myself and planting good seeds and stepping lightly, forgiving and releasing, radical acceptance, generosity, and receiving grace most gratefully. And so dress lightly and go lightly, planting good seeds. So paying attention to my thoughts and my words and my deeds, my behavior, my actions, my choices that I get to make for me. and choosing actions of integrity and choosing to be impeccable, as impeccable as I can be. Yeah. Shedding the old skin, shedding the old clothes, shedding the old identity, shedding the old roles, letting go of old beliefs, letting go of that one perfect mold. Because there's a lot of plastic, and a lot of fakery out there. And it's just like one of my old things, I guess, with perfection and that pedestal of people that I placed on the pedestal, or ideas or beliefs or characters, archetypes, people that I wanted to play a role for me, and I projected my own power and my own qualities onto them because I wanted them to carry them for me, because I didn't believe that I could carry them or I was worthy, to be who I wanted to be or who I knew I really actually was. So it's a lot of unlearning and a lot of deprogramming and a lot of relearning. So unraveling and uncovering and recovering, retrieving, soul retrieval. So it's kind of awesome, just the way it goes, just the way all of it goes. And so bringing play and art and creativity into this work really helps me open up my heart and open up my mind and open up to more possibilities than the rigid box of there's only, one way, or there's only one right way, to be, or to see, or to operate, or to learn, or to communicate, So there's all ways. So I wanted to share a couple things. I'm, loving playing with color lately. And I was drawn to pink this week, actually. Surprise there. Yeah, drawn to the pinks. And so I got to play with a friend a couple days ago, and I have some different kind of canvases, like different shaped canvases. My husband found some hexagons and some triangles and some circles and some hearts for me. And so I just was playing around with a funnel and a little round canvas and just some different pinks and blacks and just different other random colors in there as well. But that's kind of fun how that one turned out. Kind of reminds me of like a glowworm looking thing in the middle with a pink wig on. It's kind of funny in a way. There's a caterpillar with a pink wig on or something. Yeah, maybe dissolving within the cocoon or within this vortex portal. And happy new moon, by the way. And here's another one. This is kind of the same kind of colors going on, but it just did its own thing in a way, and it's a portal of its own, a little vortex, or maybe like reminds me of water going down the drain. But so this is super fun little creative actions just to express and to play. And so, there's a lot of fun art and creativity, a lot of fun art stuff. I went and got my hair done yesterday, and that's a work of art of its own. So thank you to my stylist and my friend Kenzie. She's an artist extraordinaire. And I got something in the mail the other day that I had ordered last month, but it just got here a couple days ago, and it's really awesome. And I ordered it for myself after I ordered one for a friend for her birthday. So I went to a silk painting workshop, and that was on my birthday weekend in August. And that was so much fun, really. Never done like the silk painting before, and that was super fun. I got to share this last month. This is the silk painting that I got to do. And I was just, it was either this or a peacock, And I went with the koi fish, and that was super fun. I just wanted to play with like oranges and blues and pinks and green, you know? And so, yeah, that's what I got to do. And it was a super fun process, and it was a challenge, and it was awesome, and it makes me want to branch out and expand, yeah, into more mediums and things, and just play and practice and create. And so the artist that we got to hang out with and got to learn from, her name is Elise Wilding, and she does all sorts of amazing silk paintings. And this is a silk scarf, and this is a peacock that I ordered, and I just love what she did, yeah, to it. I love the little spirals and things, and the colors of the peacock, and also, yeah, there's some really cool things with the plumage and the colors in here. There's like a silvery shimmer, a shimmery paint that she used in there. And so, yeah, that's awesome. It's like kind of magenta and blue and green and yellow, and so that's really fun. And I will enjoy wearing that. And this is what I had made for my husband. This is a silk tie, and I asked her to do the Starry Night kind of a theme for me and for him. So that's super fun. And I'll put her information or Facebook tag or whatever, all that kind of stuff in the description box if you want to check out her stuff. And yeah, she's amazing. Super grateful I got to go meet her and learn of something really fun and have a really great time with some amazing women and some new friends. And so, yeah, it was super awesome. And so the peacock and the koi fish, yeah, there's some fun synchronicities with them too this week. And I had just gotten this Spirit Animal Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid. I got it the other day, and I opened the cards, and oh my gosh, oh, I love it so much. And so I drew a couple of different cards, and some of the ones that came up, yeah, they were so amazing and so perfect, and it's just such a wink, you know, from the universe. And an invitation, like, to keep playing and to keep dreaming and streaming. Yeah, keep dancing and dreaming. And so the koi fish and the peacock did come up with a couple of other animals, and it was so great. So when I first opened the deck, the first one that popped out at me, I feel like, was Koala Spirit, and I'll talk about koala. And then there was horse and hummingbird, and there was a couple other ones that popped out, and I wrote them down. And then I just like had to look through like every single card to see, and it's just like, oh, they're all here, all my favorites. They're all my favorite though. And so it's just so fun, like, to get this deck and just to see all the synchronicities and to see like continuous messages and the wink streams, yeah, that you're on the right path, and trust in your wings, and just let go and just be yourself, and just let yourself be free. And so today I opened up this little book, and the page that I opened to is like kind of like in the introduction. It's got the Roman numerals on it, and it was saying a message for you from the cards. It says, I asked the Spirit Animal Oracle to speak to you, the new user, so its essence can begin to communicate with you directly. The one card reading question I posed was, what can a first-time user expect when they begin to work with these new cards that I've been privileged to co-create? And the oracle message was, Beaver Spirit. Beaver Spirit is here to tell you about a powerful living within you that is born of spirit, the source from which all life arises. This is the power to establish the sacred connection with the universal consciousness so you can deliberately co-create the world you desire. Know that it takes work, determination, and sustained effort to co-create and lay a solid foundation for your dreams. If, with Spirit as your partner, you bring the twigs and branches of your intentions and desires and spread them across the river of time, you'll be amazed at what you can do. You will find that you can even change the direction of the flow of life. You can ensure that your world will be prosperous and purposeful, filled with love and joy and rich with magic and meaning. That which you desire will come to you and remain sustainably if you build on a sturdy foundation. Keep your intention and energy consistent and deliberate, using all your resources and the energy of this wonderful, productive time. Have faith, for with Spirit to co-create with you, your success is assured. Spirit is your partner, helping you along as you change the course of your life in the way your heart desires. Of course, this is my wish for you, that you will use this guidance system to help you become the person you are meant to be, a unique, inspired, authentic person who can weave magic and light into the world. Beaver Spirit reminds us that you have to set a solid foundation, and I hope that working with this card deck gives you that foundation. Then for the 2-card reading, I asked, what does the new user need to focus on for the highest good to stay in alignment with their most powerful and meaningful life? Dolphin Spirit chose to speak first, reminding us to remember the complexities of life and how duality is everywhere, that there is a dance of opposites we must move within. We are reminded that we co-create reality, weaving our dreams into the divine matrix of the world within the context of 2 opposite truths. 1, I create my reality, and 2, I must surrender to life on life's terms. So the oracle message from Dolphin Spirit is, like her earthly manifestation, Dolphin Spirit, like her earthly manifestation, is a reminder of duality. As the dolphin is both mammal and sea creature, so too is Dolphin Spirit, both this and that. 2 truths coexist, the story you tell and another as well. The duality of life is present when we are suffering, for there is a blessing too in the helpers that appear. Within clouds are silver linings. When we later reflect on what happened, we can see that a situation was both this and that, and a choice led to both joy and sorrow. No relationship is either all good or all bad, and people have qualities of both light and shadow. Focus on the positive, for light exists alongside the darkness. Dolphin Spirit calls for you to come up from below and enjoy a weightless moment in the sun as you dive in and out of this and then that, accepting and even enjoying the duality of life. Why not join Dolphin Spirit in acknowledging and affirming the blessings present in this moment? In all areas of your life, there are aspects of both this and that. Today, you can celebrate this fact and recognize the complexity and the beauty of the fabric of the universe. You are at a place right now where your past self is still present as you move toward the new self you are becoming. Aspects of both selves are present, so even if you want to say goodbye to what was, you are required to find solace in this between time. Today is not a day to choose one over another either, but rather to accept things as they are without judgment or resistance. Even in matters of the heart, duality is present. Your next action will be obvious when you drop your bias and see things as a whole. And then for the 2nd card, Badger Spirit spoke up to remind us that we will be successful if we are persistent and never give up the journey to discover the miracles of life. We have the stamina and energy to stay true to our destiny as long as we never give up. Oracle message, Badger Spirit rejoices at your persistence and commitment to what is true for you. Whatever you seek, your tenacity and faith in your partnership with Spirit is paying off, and the results will soon coalesce into form in your world. The gift of Badger Spirit is the surety that taking a risk now and being courageous, fearless, and bold will yield wondrous results. There is a time to harness your will and apply it consistently to the pursuit of your dreams. Know that no matter the temporary outer conditions, you will manifest your desires in divine timing and in the form that Spirit deems best for you. Badger Spirit says you have what it takes to get what you want, so assert yourself. Be fearless and be bold, shining your light as your purpose calls you into the world. New relationships are also given a green light now. Don't be afraid to make the first move. Badger Spirit loves your brave and mighty heart. So thank you. So yeah, that was great. Dolphin, beaver, and badger, which I've been working with the last couple weeks as well. And so that was so fun to see that today. And I just love this deck. And I know It's going to be a well-loved deck. So, yeah, Dragonfly actually was one of the other ones that came up. Hummingbird, horse, and yeah, a couple others. And yeah, they're just so fun. It's so fun. I just love all this continuity. And Groundhog Spirit. Groundhog. Time to let go. Oracle message. Endings lead to beginnings, and death is a part of life. So Groundhog Spirit is here to let you know that it is time to accept the natural ending of something that is no longer serving you. We love to hold on to what is familiar, but the new needs space to arrive so growth can occur. When Groundhog Spirit appears, it is a sign there is something in your present situation that you need to let go of so that something new can be born, something that will far better serve you now. When the groundhog sees his shadow, he retreats to his den. So too might you yearn for a little more time to say goodbye and transition into the new. However, change is coming and it is good, so let go of your resistance. Spring brings many blessings, and what must die will always be reborn in a new form that will be right for you. Life requires change and detachment. Say farewell to whatever once served you and get ready for something amazing to take its place. Spirit is already sending it your way. And the message in protection, the protection message is, have you been relentless in your efforts to revive something that has passed its prime and needs to die away? A situation, a relationship, a belief, or a habit that served you once but no longer fills you with vitality. Perhaps you automatically expect to see the world through a specific lens based on the familiar. Groundhog Spirit has appeared to let you know it's time to accept that the past is the past, so allow yourself to feel the loss and grieve it if you need to. Any sadness will not last forever or overwhelm you. Knowing Spirit is with you and wants you to experience joy and excitement again will help you through this transition from the old to the new. Keep your eyes open, for winter always gives way to spring, and endings always give birth to beginnings. For now, let yourself feel your emotions, releasing them to make way for the joy that awaits you. Spring and new growth are on their way, for that is Spirit's promise to you. That's great. I hadn't read that yet, and that was perfect. That's what I needed, and I hope it blesses you too. Giraffe Spirit. See the big picture. Giraffes stretch upward to reach the treetops and look down from a high vantage point. When Giraffe Spirit appears, it is a sign to observe from a higher view. In all aspects of your life, it's time to stretch your neck out and broaden your view, open your eyes to what others need or are experiencing, and see the big picture you fit into. No matter how great your wisdom, knowledge, or experience, you don't want to overlook details and connections that will help you better understand yourself and your circumstances, so stretch yourself. Look beyond what catches your attention at eye level and know that not everything is as obvious as you might like it to be. Spirit will bestow upon you a new perspective that might make all the difference. And then the protection message is, are you sticking your neck out too far, reaching too high instead of looking around you to see conditions on the ground? Your devotion to co-creating something new is admirable, but Giraffe Spirit is showing up to remind you that you have to look at the whole picture, not just those tasty leaves at the top of the tree. Perspective is necessary now, and that means checking in with what is going on around you and at your feet. Or perhaps you're ruminating over the worries of the world instead of paying attention to what you can do right now, where you are, to bring about the changes you would like to see. Align with your highest good and know that while perspective is important, transformation begins where you are. Do not get so far up in the clouds thinking about all the big problems that you lose perspective and forget to do your part, however small it may be, to start enacting change, for transformation begins with you. And that was awesome. And thank you, Giraffe. And thank you, Groundhog. Yeah, we'll see if there's any other ones that want to come in and come through. There was a few, which we might go into and review. And so, yeah, I did read some fun things today. In Dancing the Dream by Jamie Sams, I had shared some of that last time on the third path. And this time I flipped it open to about 186 or so, and was reading about the fifth path, about certain things on the fifth path. And yeah, and it all does, it's kind of funny where it does come back around to certainty and things like that. And what I'm working with, yeah, what I have been letting go of and playing with, the self-doubt and uncertainties. So embrace the foolish youth, see and confront my fears. What am I afraid of losing, and what do I hold dear? What is mine and what is not mine to carry, hold on to, agree to, or bury? Looking at and looking into cleverness strategies, trying to figure it all out, wanting to believe in something in order, to please. The magical hair, the magical object, the magical moment, the magical mirror, the magical other, the magical and the mundane. Bliss bunny highs, expectations, lessons in patience, discernment, integration, death and rebirth. The mage, the magician, the play, the stage. The magus, the sage, and the story at play. The storyteller, the wizard, and ape. Yep, Bigfoot, Yeti, Sasquatch, and cannabis farms, and the DEA, the drug war, drug scores, Target plant farms, families turned against one another, being torn apart by the greater good, for what and for why, violence or silence, or a wrong place, wrong time. The ape has come up in many funny ways, King Kong, somehow with my mom over the phone, and the Sasquatch connection. There was a show my husband was watching, that I caught like a little bit of it like the last couple days while he was doing his thing, and it was about like these Sasquatch hunters and different things, mysteries and certain goings on in California and all that, and so that was interesting. So the gorilla obviously and the ape keeps coming up for me in certain ways, so maybe I'll look into ape too. So the gorilla, my sense of humor about a gorilla fist. And then I noticed, like something the other day on an endangered species chocolate bar about Diane Fossey Foundation, and she worked with gorillas and things. So that was like, so it was kind of interesting how I'm just noticing certain things pop up around the ape. And so let's see. And anyway, what else? I know there's a few more about ape. I guess ape does want to come play. Ape is intelligent, agile, and gay. Ape reminds me to keep it simple, direct, honest, and isn't always totally skillful, but effective, plain and simple. Also reminds me of the apes in Princess Mononoke and their aggression and their not very well thought out strategies to retaliate against the infringement of their home, the infringement upon their forest or the great forest, Mother Earth and the mother trees. And so just kind of like looking at those things and remembering, how that story played itself out. So it's maybe another story to go back to and look into. And that story is a very good story. It's a Miyazaki film and a Studio Ghibli, a great one, a classic. And some of my kids' favorites, one of my favorites from when they were growing up. So October 5th, new moon seeds and intentions, desires, dreams, goals, heart wishes, and creative expression. The present is the gift, open here to receive. Faith, grace, and protection, gentle strength, loving kindness, receptivity, divine inspiration, inspired actions, nurturing presence, renewal, and right thinking, right operating, right action. Look into and write about the apocalypse and the navigation tools, life through alchemy, transmuting, transforming, embracing, life through every change, lifting the veils of sleep, going within to awaken. He who looks within awakens. He who looks outside dreams. Practice and play, show up to participate, make the room and clear the space, clear out my excuses, be alive and co-create. And this is something amazing that I found the other day. I was going to come down here and do a video with my phone to show my ScapeCoat and, give it a close-up. And I'll post that in the description box as well, because I actually did record that right before I got on this one. And so when I was going to come down and record that, I opened up my email and I found that I got one from Awakening Women Institute, and the quote on that email, I got to share it with you. In the shedding of the borrowed, the outdated, the strategic, and the too small clothes, you became translucent, and more Shakti flows unrestricted through you. You become a medicine woman pouring healing into our aching thirst for something real, a lighthouse in this world so full of plastic and replicas. You heal us all just by your willingness to be you. Chameli Gad Ardagh, awakeningwomen.com. So in the shedding of the borrowed, the outdated, the strategic, and the too small clothes, you become translucent, and more Shakti flows unrestricted through you. You become a medicine woman pouring healing into our aching thirst for something real, a lighthouse in this world so full of plastic and replicas. You heal us all just by your willingness to be you. So show up and be yourself, and just be true. Yeah. This is something that I found as well on a document that I was just led to open up, and this is what it is. Wisdom is not knowledge. It cannot be learned from books, for it is intuitive understanding that arises from close observation of experience. It is insight into reality, into the nature of things as they are. The deepest and most loving relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. When you realize that, it is a truth that is worn like a radiant silken mantle. The deepest and most loving relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. When you realize that, it is a truth that is worn like a radiant silken mantle. And that was from Aphrodite Whispers, which was a page on Facebook. And I just, had copied and pasted that and saved that in my little document to go into my personal Bible. And so, just thinking about that now, this is like, the truth of who I am. And this is like, you can wear it like a silken mantle, just by your willingness to be you. A truth is what is worn. It is a truth that is worn like a radiant silken mantle. I'll wear that. I'll wear that with pride and with love. Well, that's just, some of my little synchronicities, such cool sync winks I found when I was thinking about doing a video showing off my ScapeCoat, shedding old identities, labels, roles, stories, beliefs, attitudes, old clothes. Dressing and fluff, labels and projections, judgments, descriptions, and others' opinions, others' illusions, others' perceptions, others' experiences, others' views and lenses, others' judgments, preferences, and prejudices. Worn out programming and inverted, perverted strategies, fictions, lies, stories, and fantasies, falsities, psychic debris, and emotional toxicities, old control mechanisms of the one against me, the old ways of inverted operating, old ways of doing things unconsciously or automatically, traditional reactions, and learned inherited patterning, default settings, instinct injury, and trauma bonding, perpetuating repetitive cycles of suffering, reinforcing hero, victim, judge mentality, slavery, menticide, sleeping, resting, dreaming, and awakening, playing through, playing back, playing in, playing at, playing with, playing that. Through all I am, will play, be, act. So that's all I have for the 5th. I'm just enjoying and having fun. Taking a page from my animal companions and choosing to enjoy life and what is right now. What can I initiate, allow, welcome, invite, plant, attend, intend, show up for, let go of, free, bless, thank, praise, acknowledge, and release? To share, create, give, offer, receive, honor, and regenerate. Patience is a skill. Patience is trust. Patience is a practice. Patience is love. Patience with myself, my process, our process, this process of creation, growth, evolution, and change. Dedication, devotion, and receptivity. Star fire, star shine, star heart, starry night. Star echo, star soul, starfish, star blossom. Star seed, star wheel, star portal, star gate, star child, star goddess, star light, and star bright. I should say star 8. Star 8. Stars shine brightly, supernova souls, shining, penetrating the illusion, so that all can be right and reunited with the Almighty's inner light, with the Most High. Yeah. This is fun. The spiral, primordial symbol of the goddess in creation, manifesting into form. Manifesting into form. I almost said manifesting into sperm. That's so funny. The spiral is the force. Or does the spiral direct the force, the cosmic pulse of life? Enjoy learning and being, appreciating, valuing, presencing, playing, dancing, remembering, and dreaming. Remembering and forgetting, letting go, teehee. Silly being. Remember the trickster, the challenger, coyote, and the folly, the crazy monkey circus show, the I don't know, and it's okay to play and just let go. Yeah, fun stuff and a fun day, fun hair and a fun day with Kenzie. Yeah, that was yesterday. Celebrating the magic of new love, light, and life in the air and love everywhere, and love alive, living, we are. And yes, there is pain and there is confusion and shame, sorrow, grief, despair, and endless suffering. And I choose to live in joy and serve all I can by living true to myself and loving all I am. Remembering, honoring the I am, the one, the creator, the whole, and the all. So there's just a few more things. So I've just been writing down some new moon intentions and some goals and some desires, and so that I can envision those and dream about them and take actions, take inspired actions to manifest them and co-create them. And yeah, some of the other animal companions that I looked into, yeah, horse was one, and that is freedom. Freedom is yours, and it's all about enjoy the freedom and have some fun. Yeah, remember that it's the journey, and enjoy the journey. Freedom is yours. Freedom of choice, friendship with life, carries us forward. It's a connection to Great Spirit, and it's about free will and the powerful choices that we do have. And it's urging me to break out of that perfectionism and that stubbornness that, yeah, I think it needs to be in order to be like something worth giving, you know? But it's just all of it, really. So hummingbird spirit, be here now, focus and joy you are provided for. It's the sweetness of life. All you require and desire is before you. Focus your energy on the flower before you. So on what's right here. The starfish spirit, yes, that was the first one that came in. The starfish, that was the very first one. Starfish spirit is open to the infinite possibilities. Yes. And so I might even share that one, because that one was, yeah. And koala spirit was great too. That it's about faith and trust. Spirit has a plan. And so, and the koi fish spirit was so cool as well. There is always enough. The koi fish spirit, the koi fish who grows big within a small pond, reminds us that within each of us is the potential for prosperity. The law of abundance ensures that prosperity is our natural state. So regardless of temporary outer conditions, you can call in prosperity and magnetically attract opportunities and abundance you need. The message of koi fish spirit is to begin to generate wealth within with deliberate intentions, no matter how small your pond may seem, and appreciate abundance wherever you see it. Outer conditions will come to reflect your inner prosperity, so begin to become the self who is comfortable with wealth in all forms. Even if at the moment it feels as if riches are not yours, they soon will be. Start to envision the plenty that Spirit wants you to experience, knowing that the moment you begin to commit to conscious and deliberate co-creating, Spirit will joyfully start bringing you what you need. You have so much to offer and so much of value to express to the world. In your little pond, there is so much you can create and much you can attract. Do not underestimate what you have and who you are, for Koi Fish Spirit wants you to know that you are exquisite, loved, and deeply cherished. Trust that outer conditions are changing to reflect that truth. And then in the protection message, are you feeling a sense of scarcity, afraid you will not have enough and not be enough to meet the challenges you face? Whatever your outer conditions, they are temporary and reflecting what was set forth in the past. Koi Fish Spirit is your ally in changing those conditions by transforming your inner beliefs about scarcity and plenty. Perhaps you have suffered a loss or are afraid you soon will, or you have been scraping by and feeling there are simply no opportunities available for you to better your circumstances. Koi Fish asks you to find prosperity within you by connecting to Spirit through spiritual practices. Spirit wants to remind you that your natural state is one of abundance. Remember all that you have to offer so that you can generate your own opportunities, love, relationships, and even more. Even if you feel you have little to give right now, find it within you to give to someone else, even if it's just a few encouraging words, a smile, or a helping hand. Your action will remind you that you have more than, your action will remind you that you have more than it appears. More gifts, more strength, more wisdom, more abundance. As you give to others, your own sense of prosperity grows and your outer conditions begin to shift in an alchemical reaction. Prosperity and love are yours to receive, experience, and enjoy. Believe it. So thank you, Koi Fish Spirit. And yeah, Lion Spirit was next. So all the spirits are so great. And there's Skunk Spirit and Snake Spirit and Spider Spirit. And Spider is about making your dreams real. Weaving your dreams into the fabric of life begins with a single thread of intention, and then Spirit joins you as your co-weaving partner. Take but a single step to make your dream a reality, and Spirit will take 10 towards you, for the universe is designed to support your dream weaving. Spider Spirit arrives when you need reminding of the awesome power of co-creation with Spirit. Ideas and resources will begin to appear as if by magic as you begin to bring your dreams from the realm of intention into the world of the senses where they take form. The action you need to take is to be clear about your intentions and then act as if you have become the one that lives the life you desire. The web of creation has an uncanny way of coming together to weave the beautiful patterns you set in motion. Another message of Spider Spirit is about any creative project you may be considering: writing, painting, music, journaling, gardening, etc. Now is the time when inspiration wants to be channeled through you as something creative, even artistic and tangible. Inspiration wants to be channeled through you as something creative, even artistic and tangible. Creative projects are successful now. If you are so inclined, let yourself be open to abundance. Yes, I am so inclined. I will be open to abundance. Thank you, Spider Spirit. Yes, let's move on to Starfish. Starfish was, something great. Open to infinite possibility. The oracle message: stretched out on the beach, the starfish opens fully to the rays of the sun, to the power of potential. As you look out toward the horizon, do you open up to the infinite possibility? Spirit is the source of opportunities beyond your wildest imagination and ensures endless possibilities are available. At this time, Starfish Spirit urges you to stretch past the limits of your everyday perception and comfort zones, to dream of bigger things and imagine with even greater hope and faith, for miraculous potential is shining down on you. Feel it, bask in it, and open yourself to be filled with inspiration. This is a very fortunate sign that Starfish Spirit has come to remind you of your infinite potential. And then the protection message was: When cynicism says no, starfish spirit says yes 1,000 times over. Are you willing to entertain new possibilities? Are you limiting your goals in order to be realistic and cutting yourself off from the power of dreaming big? Let go of your rigid beliefs about what is possible for you and let starfish spirit inspire you to open your heart and your eyes to what spirit has available to you. Now is a time to stretch beyond the familiar and unfurl yourself, for you are meant for more than you are imagining for yourself. Spirit wants the best for you and will support you in achieving whatever intention you hold dear. So thank you, starfish spirit, dear. All the animals. Yeah. And the stag, yeah, on here. It's like deer. Yeah. There is stag and deer in this deck. And so, yeah. How awesome is that? And how beautiful is that? And loving is that? All that goodness. That's where it's at. So, yeah, super grateful for all of that. And I did look into peacock and frog, of course, and moth came up as well. Moth was reminding me to surrender now, and moth is about radical acceptance. Let go of the need for certainty and control. That's what moth is saying. And peacock was saying, let it shine. Let yourself shine. Enjoy the dance and shine your light. Yeah. And so, yeah, this is like, it's about time, you know. And so koala spirit has a plan. Trust and faith, surrender and enjoy, and radiate joy. And yeah, just all those little things. And the little things, mouse spirit, it's all about the little things and the attention to details. Small gestures carry great power. Carry great power. Yeah, so take action. Small gestures carry great power, so take action. Yeah. And so, yeah, there's a couple other things I wanted to share. There is some really fun things. But I will just go with what my instinct is here. And share from page 182 from Dancing the Dream with Jamie Sams. And then I have a couple archetypes, to play with and to share. And then a few prayers. So this was page 182 from Dancing the Dream by Jamie Sams. The dead end was a mentally created world of illusion? So on the fifth path, energetic boundaries can be destroyed also by enlightenment traps that are quite seductive. It is fairly common for some people on the fifth path to believe that they have discovered the way the universe works and that the path they follow is the best way to reach spiritual awareness. This is an enlightenment trap. The mind constructs a foundation of ideas, allowing those people to evolve to a certain level of mastery, but no further. The false ideas which create an inability to move forward are based upon all that they have experienced on that path. The misconceptions, rigid rules, fixed ideas, or expectations of what will follow are the stumbling blocks along the way. The mind's formulations and misconceptions have created side roads that can dead end or become so convoluted that these people get tangled in a self-created web of illusion or deceit. Which this is interesting because I was talking with my friend Kenzie about this yesterday. And it was about the labyrinth that we construct and the walls that we build. And it's just the walls that keep us away from ourselves, really. And it is like a web. A tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. And sometimes we don't even know that we are deceiving ourselves. And so that's interesting. But I feel like there is one part of ourselves that is aware and that does know. Yeah. And so just become aware. And use care and express that care. So the mind constructs a foundation of ideas, allowing those people to evolve to a certain level of mastery, but no further. The false ideas which create an inability to move forward are based upon all that they have experienced on that path. The misconceptions, rigid rules, fixed ideas, or expectations of what will follow are the stumbling blocks along the way. The mind's formulations and misconceptions have created side roads that can dead end or become so convoluted that these people get tangled in a self-created web of illusion or deceit. And yeah, that is the labyrinth of our own making. And we do have like those blinders that have not been of our making, or they are studiously hand hammered over time. Yeah. So a prayer to see. So I observed a group of 7 people who believed that their system of spirituality was so unique that others should train with them for years and pay them big bucks. This group of people fell into third path traps of defending their teachings by attacking others who seemed to have the same information. These other teachers were unwanted competition. The group used cheap hexes and shamanic sorcery to intimidate and send harm to the other teachers. This group also fell into a 5th path enlightenment trap of exaggerating their powers and their experiences. They lied to others of goodwill who were sponsoring their workshops, and while in this imbalanced condition, they continued to explore the dream weave with out-of-body techniques. The mentally created worlds that they encountered and experienced as being truth were no more than their minds' machinations, which were created by their own lack of impeccability. Then they taught others the principles of these mental dead-end states of awareness. Calamity followed with one coyote lesson after another. The enlightenment trap was sprung because they used deceit to appear superior or all-knowing, which allowed the minions of the shadow and harmful elemental entities to gain access to the energy of the group's thoughts. The dark energy that they called forth is still connected to them, creating massive chaos and fears that they do not yet understand. This type of convoluted path is one way that we learned from our mistakes. The backdoor path cannot be judged as bad, but should be seen as if it were only one way that a group of people chose to learn how to get tangled up on the path that they followed. The untangling is also a part of learning. Backdoor lessons always show us why something does not work. At this level of the dance, we get to see how people reap what they have sown. So that's super interesting. They mentally created worlds that they encountered and experienced as being truth, were no more than their minds' machinations, which were created by their own lack of impeccability. Then they taught others the principles of these mental dead-end states of awareness. The enlightenment trap was sprung because they used deceit to appear superior or all-knowing, which allowed the minions of the shadow and harmful elemental entities to gain access to the energy of the group's thoughts. The dark energy that they called forth is still connected to them, creating massive chaos and fears they do not yet understand. This type of convoluted path is one way that we learned from our mistakes. The backdoor path cannot be judged as bad, but should be seen as if it were one way that a group of people chose to learn about how to get tangled up on the path that they followed. So that's super interesting. Yeah, what wants to be said about that? Yeah. It is interesting that we create, yeah, or we can get lost in that phantasmagoria. So, yeah. So enter the Twilight Master, who is betting against all odds that everyone else will lose. So Joaquin, Berta, and Sissy, my teachers, taught me that the 5th path can be treacherous when people use shadow behavior to gain acclaim or to become the sole authorities in any area. By enlisting the assistance of dark elemental entities and by demonstrating dark behavior, people can become Twilight Masters. This term is the closest English translation I can find to the Indian word my teachers used. Twilight Masters are individuals who use both the light and the dark of human nature to control or manipulate others. Bending the will of another to your own is what the Southern seers call bad medicine. The paybacks are hell, and at the 5th path level, the boomerang of negative energy comes back to the sender far more quickly than on earlier paths. The force of the payback depends on the personal intent of the sender and on the amount of energy he or she used to fling it into the dreamweave and then to send it into the physical world. In most instances, the Twilight Masters exhibiting this behavior were born with certain paranormal abilities and later learned how to use these gifts to control others. They might have noticed during childhood that certain behaviors forced others to give them what they wanted. Later in life, they might not have even be aware of the energy they expend while using the same tactics to gain control over others. Unwittingly, these individuals use energy and focused personal intent to exact the desired outcome from others. Using this form of invasive psychic energy is a breach of trust and a rape of the sacred spaces of others. The violation of others and their thoughts or feelings is abusive on any level, but when a person knowingly and intentionally manipulates another person's thought process or listens in simply because he or she can, the offender is asking for some heavy consequences. For centuries, our adept Native American dreamers and seers have transited the energetic web of the dreamweave, discovering pathways to and through energetic worlds. These worlds are levels of awareness where spirit or life force is encountered as a matter of course. The fifth path of initiation adds an extra element of how to appropriately use that invisible energy or life force. Twilight Masters are usually not clever or gifted enough to successfully track their own patterns of energy through the dreamweave, and can become tangled in their own deceit or webs of conflicting intent. The intent to control another, when not dismantled or recalled, will eventually trap the person who originally sent that intent into the universe. Inattentive Twilight Masters have usually forgotten what they created in the unseen worlds. These energy webs were self-created through their own fixed ideas, lies, or manipulative desires. When Twilight Masters encounter these webs at a later date, they may have forgotten that they created the false pathway through one level of consciousness or another, becoming trapped in that self-created false awareness while out of body. This enlightenment trap is very dangerous and can cause madness or catatonia if these people cannot break the trap they originally created to confound others. For this reason alone, we are reminded that when we invest our life force into negative shadow behavior, we must work hard to reinstate our personal impeccability. If we are foolish enough not to recall that negative energy, forgive ourselves, and then make amends by changing our behavior patterns, we will encounter those same energetic traps at a later date. Twilight Masters tend to lose former extrasensory abilities at some point, and their accurate perceptions of the dreamweave become convoluted or vanish entirely. Mapping the path, doing it your way. The fifth path has been transited by scores of medicine people, Christian saints and mystics, indigenous shamans, visionaries, spiritualists, Buddhist and Hindu holy people, Islamic dervishes, and pagan earth-centered oracles throughout time. The energetic world seen or experienced in the dreamweave can be encountered and explored through out-of-body experiences, dream encounters, visions, meditation, prayer, and sacred dances, and during ritual or ceremony. These illuminating moments can occur on any path depending upon the discipline applied by a person actively seeking connection to the great mystery or the universe. However, it is on the fifth path that we begin to master these skills and to hone them to a level of excellence that allows us to proceed with certainty in a safe manner. On the fifth path, we are required to address the illusions that we encounter in the invisible worlds of the dreamweave that we transit while in altered states of consciousness. An altered state of consciousness is a shift in our normal physical perceptions that allow us to perceive energetic worlds. This state of awareness occurs when the reality that we consider to be the physical, everyday world is altered and we are able to see, feel, or sense alternate levels of awareness. We might feel that we are in another time period, the future or the past, in places other than where our bodies are located, or in levels of consciousness made of energy. There are entire worlds made up of feelings, thoughts, concepts, and collected life force. On the fourth and fifth paths, we can also experience visitations in our physical lives. Visitations can be the appearance of ancestor spirits, angels, spirit guides, relatives who passed over, power animals, divas, or nature spirits that are not in physical form. In some spiritual traditions, these visitations are looked upon as visions. Visitations also occur on earlier paths if a person is gifted with extrasensory talents or abilities. In every one of these instances, whether we encounter visions, visitations, altered states, or moments of divine intervention, we must integrate the information and the experience from our sacred points of view. To determine whether we are being presented with an illusion or not, we must use our developed skills of discernment. One easy way to discern the intent of the spirit seen in visions or visitations is to check how we feel. If we feel love and we have a sense of well-being, there is no illusion or trickery involved. If we feel that the messages contain control or manipulation, we need to banish the spirit by using our will and personal spiritual authority. If we feel fear, or if the messages belittle us or make us feel guilty for not being perfect, these are the tools of a twilight master. Command the spirit to get out of your sacred space at once and continue to do so until it vanishes. In this instance, it is also proper to call on any spiritual help that you feel you need from angels, ancestor spirits, guides, or the spiritual masters of your particular faith. And that is super interesting too, because when I was with one of my friends a couple days ago doing the paint pouring, we were having conversations about this. And she was sharing with me something that came from a psychic and a medium and an author and a healer. And she sent me a video that I have just barely started watching today, but I haven't finished it. And she also sent me something from this woman's book, and I think her name is Linda Van Tyne. I'll double check and make sure, but it is interesting, and I will share this prayer that my friend shared with me because it relates, and it does, yeah. So I feel like it gets to be shared today. And so, yes, I know the power of prayer and calling in and calling on our protection, and that's what I've been doing lately. Yes, very, very much so. Consistently in the last couple weeks, calling on that protection and asking for help with clarity. And so I'll just share this last little thing from Dancing the Dream. Getting lost in the great beyond. I would like to stress that these fifth path experiences are not the delusions of mentally imbalanced people whose madness has propelled them into convoluted realms of insanity. A person on the fifth path has eliminated those imbalances and is mentally healthy. There is a risk, however, if a person on the fifth path has not developed the authentic skills of intent, focus, discernment, proper use of will, discipline, and the refined ability to travel safely out of body. For these individuals, it is more appropriate to gain access to spiritual growth through dreaming while they sleep, in meditation and visions, or through prayer and ceremony. If journeying out of the body is attempted without proper training and preparation, it is possible to get stuck in an alternate reality or level of consciousness, which can lead to insanity. Unprepared people on earlier paths can easily slip into a level of despair or hopelessness. The more they dwell on pain and suffering or upon helpless or hopeless thoughts and feelings, the easier it becomes to slip into the collective abyss of human despair. I can so relate to that. I was there for so many years. Unprepared people on earlier paths can easily slip into a level of despair or hopelessness. The more they dwell on pain and suffering or upon helpless or hopeless thoughts and feelings, the easier it becomes to slip into the collective abyss of human despair. These uninitiated people obviously do not have the tools needed to separate their minds and feelings from the collective layer of destructive thoughts and emotions, and they believe that the doom and gloom they are experiencing belong uniquely to them. This misconception can lead to chronic depression or suicidal tendencies. A fifth path person has gained a multitude of balancing tools and has learned to approach these levels with ultimate respect and discernment, which is so great. Because some of those tools and things, I get to share in my book that I'm writing. So that's very awesome. All those tools that helped me extract myself from that collective abyss of despair. And helped bring me, back to the love and back to the truth within me. What if my experience is different? Bringing this esoteric understanding into a more earthly viewpoint is important. Every person has different talents and gifts. Not everyone will experience the paths of initiation in the same way. There is no one way that it is supposed to look. Some people discover different levels of awareness through meditation and transit layers of the dreamweave, through viewing everything with detachment. Certain spiritual disciplines allow people to safely map the layers of consciousness that they encounter. After much practice, these initiates reach a state of serenity where they encounter their own spiritual essence and connection to God, receiving the Creator's messages. The Hindu and Buddhist traditions consider all physical life and other levels of awareness to be illusion, called Maya. In the tradition of the Southern Seers, all levels of awareness are real because they exist energetically within the universe. Our physical reality is also real, but no more real than the invisible energetic worlds of the dreamweave. As human beings, we spiritually embody all ideas and levels of awareness, and we can encounter any thought, idea, feeling, place, or time that has ever been created. Anything that has ever happened in a place is still there. During the 5th and 6th paths, we also learn how to move through the energetic membrane that divides past, present, and future. There is no delineation of time in the dreamweave. We learn to use our will and intent to reach any place or time period in its energetic form. Our consciousness is a part of all consciousness within the great mysteries creation. The universe is constantly evolving in physical form and in the energetic web of the dreamweave. Every thought or feeling that human beings have adds energy and material mass to the universe, creating new levels of awareness. The illusions, delusions, loving feelings, and thoughts, as well as the flows of destructive and creative energy, exist in layers. Like a stack of pancakes, these layers of various human thoughts and emotions are encountered as energy during altered states of consciousness. These altered states can be experienced through meditation, sleep, dreams, or out-of-body experiences, and at any moment when a person has a vision or a mystical experience. Dreamers and seers of my tradition learn to select which realities we wish to explore and how to view the existence of other levels of awareness as neutral observers. In this selection process, we are required to experience or view all types of energetically constructed levels of awareness without judgment. Those who have developed the tools needed to hold a neutral viewpoint can perceive or experience these layers of energy and move through the collective thoughts and emotions without losing focus. However, before people on the 5th path have these skills of energetic boundaries, focus, and certainty, they can also fall prey to collective fears of the unknown or collective pain and suffering without understanding why those thoughts and feelings are bleeding into their sacred space. So, however, before people on the 5th path have the skills of energetic boundaries, focus, and certainty, they can also fall prey to collective fears of the unknown or collective pain and suffering without understanding why those thoughts and feelings are bleeding into their sacred space. These bleed-throughs are a part of the lessons of the 5th path and teach us through trial and error how to make our spiritual energetic boundaries strong. When we hold an unbiased, neutral point of view and are fully aware of the energy that moves through us, we can learn how to move effortlessly through the various levels of thought and feeling, ideas, and belief systems without being drawn into the weave of positive or negative consciousness created on those levels. Some people have lucid dreams and then interpret the messages given to them in visual image form. Other people receive psychic impressions or hear the voices of their angels or spiritual guides, as well as the voice of their own spiritual essence. Other people simply feel inspired and know what to do and when to do it because they have integrated their inner voice with the impeccability of a clear mind and healed feelings. Others find their spiritual connections through vows of silence, sacred ceremonies, fasting and praying, or a monastic life. These examples are a few of the multitude of ways that people enter the 5th path and learn from the lessons presented. And so I think I will leave it right there for now with that one. And yeah, that was something great that I got to receive today, and it does actually relate to a whole lot of things, which is freaking amazing. And so I had brought down my other journal, the one I filled up last week, and I had opened it to this page. I'm not sure what date this is from, but I will September 23rd. So it was right after the equinox. There is so much wounding within the divine feminine, the fragmented emotional pain body, the body of pain, guilt, and shame. Do we feel so very ashamed of our pain that's been so hidden, banished, exiled, shoved away, devalued, and dismissed? It's been, dismissive. It's dismissed, dissed, undermining our true wisdom, our fullness, dissing our own visions and our vision. Does false peace and false riches, what do false peace and false riches hold a candle to or for? What does this have to do with our core belief systems? What are we missing? What have we overlooked? What have we rejected? What have we given up? What have we bottled up or stuffed up? What have we shut down? Where have we gotten so very turned around? What are we attached to? And where are we attached to certain outcomes or certain ways of operating? What can we surrender to turn it all around? What can we withstand? What can be revealed? What is asking for my love and what is asking to be healed or surrendered and revealed within the light of love? Medusa, the scorpion, the divine voice. Venom, the monster, and Edelweiss, the flower. Sound of music, valleys, hills, streams, rivers, oceans, tributaries. My love flows through all these things. I'm grateful for the shining lights and all the love I see. Please help me to remember who I am and all I need. To follow my guidance and trust my path. Be truly aligned with my purpose and aim truthfully. Straight as an arrow, hard as metal. Strength, faith, and grace. Relaxing into love, being held in grace. Let it go and let it be. I am willing to let go, suspend, surrender, and receive. I'm feeling tired now, feeling like lying down. Maybe it is a good time to surrender and allow the all around. I do feel so curious, and I do want to know. I want to discover. I want to fully know. But I'm willing to surrender my attachments to knowing so I can open to this truth through true inner knowing. I trust this process, and I am safe, held, and protected. All is well, all is right, all dark and light connected. The star, the pyramid, Merkaba, the light, the sisterhood of the rose, holy secrets to unfold, all the love and beauty the open heart can hold. Letting go to see us as we are and not how I want us, life, her to be. Amber for remembering, slow down, be here, to open and clear, relax into love, slay the demons of fear, surrender my questions and doubts and fears. Suspend, hang upside down like the hanged man, bat medicine. Be willing to die and be born again, the ego death, let go of all I think I am, to be all that I know I am. Claim my power, love, and wisdom, wild-born medicine. Warrior, face the whole truth, cut through the distortions and the distractions. Loyalty, gentleness, compassion, true strength, truth, acceptance, protection, true grace. Going inward, focus, devotion, patience, trust, love, surrender, faith. Authenticity. What's possible and what is possible that I haven't allowed myself to see? What is possible that I haven't wanted to see? Where or what or who is blocking me? Where is my attention going? Where can I get out of my own way? And what can I allow? What can I see for me and my true well-being, my being true to me? To all I am, for all I am, through all I am. To who I am, for who I am, through all I am. This love for all of me. Immaculate love and her immaculate reception. And I'll leave it right there for now. And share this prayer. I have 2 prayers to share. And one is from Don Miguel Ruiz and his book Prayers. A communion with our Creator. Communion. That's been coming up too. Communion. And I flipped open to page 11. But I'll start from page 9. God is here. God is living inside you as life, as love, but you have to see that truth or there is nothing. You are here to be happy, to live your life, and to express what you are. You were created to perceive the beauty of creation and to live your life in love. But if you cannot find the love inside you, the whole world can love you and it will not make a difference in you. Instead of looking to other humans for love, we need to align with our own love, because it's not the love of other humans that will make us happy. What will make us happy is the love we feel for every human, the love we feel for God, for all creation. When the love comes from somebody else, we can feel it and it's nice, but when we feel our own love, it is the best thing that can happen to us. We live in heaven, we live in bliss. Your body is a living temple where God lives. Where God lives. Your body is a living temple where God lives, where God loves. The proof that God lives in you is that you are alive. In your mind, there is emotional poison, but you can clean your mind and prepare yourself for a communion of love with God. Communion means to share your love, to merge in love, and when you pray, it is about communing with the love of God inside you and allowing this love to come out. But if you pray and you feel nothing, why waste your time? You need to look inside you and awaken your love. Open your heart and love unconditionally, not because you want love in return and not because you want to control someone. That is false love. When you love with no conditions, you transcend the dream of fear and become aligned with divine spirit, the love of God, which is the love coming out of you, radiating, emanating, spiraling outward. That love is life, and just like the sun, it is shining all the time. When you love with no conditions, you transcend the dream of fear and become aligned with divine spirit, the love of God, which is the love coming out of you. That love is life, and just like the sun, it is shining all the time. My greatest wish is for all humanity to gain enough awareness to awaken from the dream of fear and use the power of creation to bring heaven on earth. The entire creation is a masterpiece of art, and just by perceiving the beauty of God's art, our hearts can be filled with joy and contentment. Use this prayer to increase your awareness of the beauty of all creation, including the beauty of creation that is you. You are beautiful just the way you are, and when you perceive your own beauty, your emotional reaction is a reaction of love, and you can experience overwhelming happiness. By perceiving your own beauty, you will see yourself in the flowers, the sky, the clouds, the water, and the oceans. But most of all, you will perceive yourself in other humans, in your beloved, in your parents, in your children, in everyone. Please take a moment to close your eyes, open your heart, and feel all the love that is coming from your heart. Let's join in a special prayer to experience a communion with our Creator. And this is a prayer for truth. Today, Creator, I ask you to open my eyes and open my heart so that I can recover the truth about my life. Help me to resist the temptation to believe the lies that repress the expression of my life and my love. Give me the strength to resist the temptation to believe the lies of others that only create emotional poison in my heart. Today, Creator, let me see what is, not what I want to see. Let me hear what is, not what I want to hear. Help me to recover my awareness so that I can see you in everything I perceive with my eyes, with my ears, with all my senses. Let me perceive with eyes of love so that I find you wherever I go and see you in everything you create. Help me to see you in every cell of my body, in every emotion of my mind, in every person I meet. Let me see you in the rain, in the flowers, in the water, in the fire, in the animals, and in the butterflies. You are everywhere, and I am one with you. Let me be aware of this truth. Today, let everything I do and say be an expression of the beauty in my heart. Let me be aware of the beauty and perfection in everything you create so that I can live in eternal love with you. Thank you, Creator, for the power to create a dream of heaven where everything is possible. Beginning today, I will use the power of my love to create a masterpiece of art, my own life. Amen. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, love. Thank you, life. And thank you, all of our wise elders and teachers, allies, friends, companions, angels. and guides. Thank you to Don Miguel Ruiz. Prayers are communion with our Creator, and that was the prayer of truth, the prayer for truth. And there is another prayer, and I believe this is from Linda Van Tyne, and this is a prayer from a book, and it's a dark entity removal prayer. I request a team of archangels from the higher realms to immediately remove all negative entities and energies that are attached to me in any way right now. I request that all forms of black magicians that are influencing my mind, body, and soul be removed from and returned to the proper place right now. I hereby break all ties, contracts, and vows to all dark entities past, present, and future right now. I do not consent to these negative beings inhabiting or influencing me now or in the future. I hereby take back my power from them and request my home and soul be filled with the light, love, and protection from the Almighty God Source and cleansed with golden white light right now. I request that angels shield me with their golden white light to protect me. I request these angels bring healing to me and to my soul tribe right now. With love and gratitude, I thank all the divine beings who have helped clear me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. Amen. So, yeah, that was awesome, because that does go along with one other thing as well. When I opened up this document the other day, the same day, that I got that Chameli Ardagh quote about shedding the old skin, and being willing to show up and be ourselves. This was in the same thread where I got the Aphrodite's whispers. The deepest and most loving relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself, when you realize that it is a truth that is worn like a radiant silken mantle. And I had saved some things that I had written on Facebook last year, and I was sharing with someone. You most definitely have the right to express yourself and your truth as you see, feel, and know it. You most definitely have permission to stand up for yourself and all that you love and hold dear. You most definitely have the right to call out others on their BS and set your clear boundaries, intentions, and directions. You most definitely are free to remake any and all contracts and agreements. You most definitely have the right to choose all you need for your true well-being. You most definitely have the right to choose to remove yourself from any abusive relationship or toxic dysfunctional dynamic. And if someone wants to make us feel wrong or treat us poorly, then there's a message for us to see and respond to. We don't need to sacrifice ourselves to get our needs met or put up with a narcissist or their sabotage. We don't need to agree to someone else's emotional garbage. We don't need to take on others' trauma, pain, and suffering. We get to choose to be accountable for our own well-being, being true to ourselves and all our ways of being. Just let them be and realize that they are in an artificial bubble of their own constructed realities. And maybe that bubble will pop eventually. But who knows? People really love their scapegoats. It allows them to indulge in their sense of self-importance or self-pity and runs the slave entitlement programs to remain sacrificial victims or metaphorical sheep that cannot take any responsibility. Sometimes it is much easier to blame a scapegoat than to claim and own our sovereignty, freedom, and responsibility. For sure, truth is something that is perceived differently through all of us and can be subjective. We all experience our own various truths to realize our true selves and our true experiences. We all have the truth, capital T, and the answers we need within us. Truth just is. Truth is who we are. Truth is all we love. Truth lives in our hearts. Truth is what has happened and what is happening now. Truth doesn't need our participation to exist, only bullshit does. The truth can set us free, but first we need to grieve and acknowledge all the pain and what has been asking for inclusivity and healing. No matter how much the truth has been twisted or hidden, it will all come out eventually and be revealed to those who are willing and able to ask, seek, and open to receive. And we all have our parts to play in bringing about this new way of being, transparency, and living in harmony, in being true to ourselves and becoming who we truly are, who we've always been. The sacrificial lamb and scapegoat programming at play, the judge-victim-tyrant sense of entitlement running on the hamster wheel of martyrdom, shame, blame, and pain, the overindulgence of self-importance, scarcity, lack, and self-pity. Sometimes blaming the scapegoat is easier than claiming and honoring our own belonging, sovereignty, freedom, and responsibilities. What is asking to be included, forgiven, and reclaimed? Something to chew on and contemplate, if this so resonates. So, yeah, thanks for listening. And thanks for playing your parts. Thanks for being here and being part of this play and being part of this whole, this part of this, silly stage. Yeah, but it is an interesting time to be alive, and we are witnessing and participating in this evolution of consciousness, and we are seeing that happen. Yeah, and there can be both sides of that. So on one end of the spectrum, we can see it regenerating, and then on the other end, it's degenerating. And so, yeah, that is super interesting as well, to see that, that there are two sides, and of this coin, of this currency. So freaking amazing and interesting, and there always is so much more, but I feel like, that's enough for today, and that's what I'm offering, to anyone who's open to receive. And so what's been going on with your alchemy, and what have you noticed lately? Have you noticed any fun synchronicities? Are you playing with any fun archetypal themes, character streams? What's going on with you? I'm curious. So take good care of yourselves, be love for yourselves, and hold yourself with all that love that you are, with all the love that you hold in your infinite well, and just be well through your well-being. Okay, love you all. I'll talk to you later, and we'll see you for now.